Okay, basically one last run for Edge of Eternities. Technically, it's 8 days, so 8 days left to the next set. So I could technically do one more set in the one more shot on the very last day. Probably not. This will most likely be the last one, and I'll probably be saving up just for well, it's not called Spider-Man if you're playing it in Arena. It's called Through the Omen Paths. Well, it does give a bit of Into the Spider-Verse feeling. Well, we'll see. I think the Spider-Man set is technically one of the. You can say it's kind of like a 50-50 between Spider-Man and the Aftermath add-on. And it's not like we can get clean Aftermath again because it's not like we had an actual Marvel set to begin with. Well, that would have been a way to fix it. Have another Marvel IP come in first, then attach Spider-Man to it. But my understanding of how the IP thing works is that it functions quite differently based on how it was sold before. You have to remember that like for example, the movie franchise, and I think the TV franchise that's under Sony. I think they kind of did a 50-50 with Marvel. I'm not too sure. Anyway, enough talk about that. We still have Edge of Eternities to do. One last run for this one. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be doing one last shot of Edge of Eternities as a premiere draft. And yeah, because by a little past next week, we will be, well, it's not Spider-Man on Arena, it's Through the Omen Paths. Actually going to be interested to see how will our usual content creators cover doing a set review. Hey, Mark Anthony Rial, thank you for thank you for the like. Nice to see you. How are you doing? And well, there you go. Draft is on. And actually, I have not seen. What does this do? Enters the number of +1/+1s equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. So it's a 2-mana 2/3. Whenever you attack, you can. You know what? Let's go for it. Because what are my other options? I don't see any removal here, which would have been the next best thing. No Cryogenic Relic, which would have been the best common. Virus Beetle, Grab Pack Monoist would be a good black one, but we're not exactly passing good white or green. I guess Ice Cape Crasher is quite good. We're not exactly passing good white, so I guess we can go into this one. It might be an issue though. Now the final analysis of this set is that the power level has been kind of flat, and not completely flat, but it's flat enough. Starfield Shepherd. Well, we can look for a 1-mana creature soon. Not this one again. Starfighter Pilot's a way to go in. We probably want to get a few spacecraft if we're going to get quite a bit of these warp creatures. So there is that. Worm is okay, but I think we speculate on white first because we did not. Well, there's Stomping Ground. This time we kind of have. Well, if I could take the Dauntless Scrapbot. This one is always solid. Diplomatic Relations is the next best thing because it gives us actual removal. I could theoretically splash this, so I'll take the Scrapbot first. And now we got a Siege Ship Agrarian. Well, Dawnstrike Vanguard is also pretty. It's actually quite good as a top end here. It also helps with the +1/+1 counter team we're kind of going. I might take Siege Ship Agrarian first because this is. Not too sure which way to go. I have to figure out which way between one of these two. And I'm not. No, we'll take the Agrarian for now. I'm not sure how. We're more likely to hit good green. Like a Biosynthetic Burst is a good way to protect stuff. Intrepid Tenderfoot is a decent enough early game creature. Harmonious Grove Strider is fine, but we'll probably pass on that. Passing on auxiliary boosters first. Yeah, there's our cryogenic relic, but we're out of colors here. I'm surprised it got all the way this late. Actually, a lot of blue all the way this late as well. There's also a memorial vault that's not great. We'll take the blooming stinger. Not great, but Thespian stage. That would be nice. I'm more inclined to take Gene Pollinator. I could take Tanuk as a splash, but realistically, we're taking the Gene Pollinator. Thespian stage would really be nice though. Pull through the weft is no... Nutrient block is more likely. Like, Gene Pollinator, Nutrient block, that's a good way to get some early pump. It's either that or another Blooming Stinger, which is also fine. Yeah, we're not the Artifact deck. We're not exactly sacked. And here's the wheel back. Bright Spear Zealot, not that great for us. Yeah, we'll just take this one. Okay, we got the Germinating Worm back, which is fine. Now we want to look for some spaceships. Unfortunately, I think all of them got taken, so that might be an issue for us. Yeah, we want to be on the lookout for a few spaceships now because we have quite a few true warp creatures. Shepherd into Pollinator is a good fit, I guess. Well, speaking of spaceships, there's a Seriema. It's we have a fight effect and Melstriders to solve. That would be the other option. If I get this, search your library for a legendary creature card. So it's a way to search for our Diadrine. I guess we take it. We'll probably have to be on the lookout for at least one or two more legendaries. Green White has probably the best uncommon legendary. It's a bit clunky though, but I think it's one of the better ones for its archetype. Also, main green is kind of fine for us here. We filled it out for the most part. Frenzied Baylot, yeah, that's fine. There's a Pinnacle Killship, which is also a very good one, but we can probably get this later. Yeah, we want to push the aggro first. Have to be careful of the... Ooh, what's this? Power Depot. Tap. Only to cast artifact spells, which counts for this one, not for this one though. This is also an artifact creature, so this actually works for us. But let's see, what are you passing? We're passing on a Bison. Unfortunately, there is an All-Fate Stalker, which is a lot better for us, so we're actually going to have to take this one. Focus Fire is also a good option as well. There we go. There's our Halia Uncommon, which is a pretty solid one. We'll try to see if we can wheel one of those Biosynthetic Bursts back. Also have to be careful that our curve's a bit high, so we want to be on the lookout for more early plays. Sammy's Curiosity is going to be a very good one. Well, there's another Sammy, which... Lux Knight Breacher, not so much. I tried it a bit. It's a bit meh. I'd rather take the Ship's Engineer and see if we could get a speculative splash. Nope, there's a Banishing Light, so we have to take that. Saw Ship, so I guess it's fine because it's really cheap, but it doesn't really do anything if you don't. And I did say we need cheap ones, so we might... well, there is an Ice Cave Crasher. I might have to take the Chrome Companion just to get the cheaper effect. Though take note, we only have like one spaceship right now, so it's not... So we're not exactly pushing it. Melstrider's gear is kind of fine, but we'll take the Starport Security. Yeah, speaking of which, Spaceship is back. Might have to take the Tallbringer. All Fate Scroll. It's a question mark. I'll take the Tallbringer first. There's the Shattered Wings. The Pinnacle Killship came back, so we're taking that one. So as far as removal, it's just the Vanishing Light, Pinnacle Killship, All Fate Stalker. So not much. We could use some more. Starport security is probably the first thing that's gonna go. Also want to prioritize more green if we can. Hey, Arvin Valdez, thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing? Nice to see you around here. So, yeah. Ooh, okay, got an interesting one. But realistically, Broodguard Elite has been so busted. Between getting counters here, it's actually quite packed for us. Like, my main pick would be the Broodguard Elite. Trumming High Pool is fine, but we have a lot of expensive stuff, so I'm concerned about this. Then Gene Pollinator is also something I'd consider because of said expensive stuff. But we'll take the Broodguard Elite first. We still want to have cheap stuff though, so Agrarian is fine. Sky Stinger is cheaper, so I might consider that one. Yes, and I actually will. There's another Cryogen Relic. Clearly not in blue. There's another Sky Stinger. There's an Entropic Battle Cruiser. Reroute systems, I guess it's fine as a protection or removal. But again, some of the white cards here are a bit on the very weak side, so those might go. There's a Tenderfoot. There's a Milk Strider's Resolve. This is a fight effect for us, so I might actually take this and drop the reroute or the Starport security. Our curve we could use some help on our curve though. Actually, maybe the reroute systems goes. Well, speaking of which, Sea Chip, Brood Tender. There's an Exosuit Savior that's fine, but we will take Sammy's Curiosity. Anything to shore up our early game kind of helps. There's another Ice Cave Crasher. I think our 4s are fine. In fact, what we kind of want to do is... Yeah, I think we just take another trip. Yeah, we'll take another Tenderfoot. And we'll probably take another Sky Sting. Well, there's an argument for taking the Nutrient Block as a cheap play. But this only takes creatures, not artifacts. So I might take another Sky Stinger instead. Sea Chip Impact is fine. Well, there's another Ice Cave Crasher, so we fill out this one here. We don't exactly have this effect, so this is optional. I could take this. And yeah, we're gonna take it. Okay. So overall, I'm not too sure how to rate what we've got. Blue and black surprisingly not getting picked that much. I'm concerned that we might be fighting a lot. Okay, so let's put these here. Okay, just fill out our... So our curve kind of looks like this in terms of what we can play. So it's still a bit flat, but I think between a very good 5 and a good 7, we might be fine. Our issue is that we are missing quite a bit of removal, so the reroute systems might actually be coming back. Tawbringer can probably go. Yeah. 7, 18s, yeah, so you're definitely cutting creatures, so well, the Surveil helps, but Tawbringer can go. Also, All Fates can. I think Starport Security can go also. So this puts us at 17 and 6, though we do have a double white. But that means we can go 10-7 here. If we think removal is an issue, we might be putting reroute systems. So we have quite a few options here. So not so sure how great we got here, but we don't exactly have as much of the interaction that we're hoping for. We should be fine. pretty decent start. A 2 into a 3 is fine. It's not very not the strongest. Oh yeah, we also don't have Starfighter pilot. Okay. You're okay. Opponent's now in the realm of annoying. So next turn we can just don't companion. Opponent's going in light. If they're not, oh, and if they're dropping this, that means they're missing. So next turn we probably just play Ice Cave Crasher. Opponent's actually playing triple color. Oh, they have the Cosmo Grand Zenith. So we are going to fight this. Thankfully, our opponent stalled out a bit here, and this is a spell check, so Intrepid Tenderfoot's not going to play. Let's see if they have the counter for this. They could also have, say, a bounce spell for this. Oh, got the fight. Then I guess I could play this just to start messing up our opponent a bit here. Or I can actually just warp it. I don't really mean to take any of these out for good. Okay, they're gonna put in the bottom, which is fine. Yeah, so they had no intention of blocking, which is pretty fine too. This goes back so that if our opponent has something real, then we can use all Fate Stalker on it for realsies. Yeah, it looks like our opponent might be unfortunate with the... Yeah, okay, they hit their green source. Oh, that was quick. Sammy's Curiosity, not exactly what you want to... Oh! Not exactly what you want to be playing now. Target creature control, so that's this one. Let's see what combat trick they have for blue. Oh, they're double blocking. Oh, sure. And net a card. I'm gonna hold back because there's no reason for us to run this out. It's just getting greedy. Opponent Edge Rover, and they're really trying to catch up on their mana. And yeah, opponent concedes. They know we could just all Fate Stalker clear one way. So there you go. Got opponent had really good cards on the individual. Again, that's a case where we do have to be concerned about our interaction or possible lack thereof. We have literally like three really good pieces, one that comes in a bit late, and two that are incidental because of that they give death touch. So we have to be quite careful. We have to be quite careful here. That said, we're doing our best. Are there any things that... I guess I could have taken the diplomatic relations instead of... Well, the thing is that was very early in the draft, so we were not sure if we were going to be solid green-white or if we would be splashing for a third color. Like much later in Pack 2, we had Sammy as an option, but that one did not end up panning out, or rather turning out to be unnecessary. So the interesting thing is that this can tap and tap one of these to filter mana. So if I needed double white, it would just be 2. So we're gonna hold on to this one for now. McCann is fine. We'll play this one because this can tag that. Then next turn we would have options here. So what we're trying to hopefully avoid is a lithograph, litho breaking, because that would wipe out our board. Ardent is fine. I could play this first, but they might... Yeah, I would actually just play this one first. Oh yeah, we did have Hali as the second one. So... then... just crack this. Grab another white. So this one is enters with a number of plus and War Rager. We're gonna take some early beats. So I can actually start beating down with this. And I probably just... Oh, I could have also done is just use this one instead. So kind of a bit of a whiff there. But you do get to swing for 5. This is our opponent's way of throwing stuff back. If our opponent swings with Rager, I will double block it. If our opponent swings with any combination of creatures, so we'll see which one they give. Yeah, they could take on both. So. Yeah, I want this one so I can get my card draw. I probably should have swung with this one also. So that gives us an All Fates, which does not really benefit us right now, so we hold on to it. They probably sniped this one, makes sense. They can try to crew this. Okay. Yeah, our opponent being a bit short on mana is also helping us a bit here. So they're still a ways away, so they might as well hold on to this. If that's the case, then we got the win. We just All Fate Stalker cleared the way. Well, Vanishing Light also. Well, Vanishing Light also does the trick, so we'll do that. Yeah, our point. Yeah, our opponent getting stuck on mana really harmed their chances. How is this challenge meeting you? Good eat. Okay, so how's the challenge meet? I pretty much gave up. Basically, what I did was the one I signed up for, I just participated. I'm only gonna do 3 out of 4 because I'm saving the carrots. I pretty much have to do everything from scratch. Cause believe it or not, the one thing I still don't have is a 9-star parent. So I'm still trying to get one of those. Well, that might not necessarily be true, but my choices are very limited, so I really need to be working on those. But other than that, if anything, I am pretty lucky in the gacha when it comes to rolling horses, so rolling umas. So I was able to get the Saiyan Sky Banner. That was pretty good. This one does not help us. We have to mow. Really could use some help on the cards, but we can kind of make it work. I'm willing to bin Halia in this case. Because one, it's a bit expensive. One's a bit expensive. 2, we have no guarantee of it. So let's see what our opponent's 2-drop is. None. So next turn, we actually have several options. Now what we do depends on what our opponent's second color is. Black, so removal is something we could expect. Galactic Wayfarer. I don't like going on all in like this, but we do have to make it harder for our opponent. We have to force them to have a real kill spell. Galactic Wayfarer is one of the better cards. I wish we got one of those. Yeah, it looks like they have a removal spell. Or not. We're actually quite flooding right now, so it's not funny. I'm trying to think what is the pump spell. I'm trying to think what is the pump spell in this set. And you know what? Just research, don't think anymore. We have some time for this. I probably would still attack anyway, just force them to let it out. That might still be the best option. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's see what they have. I'm pretty sure they have something. I'm going to force them to use it on defense. Dark Endurance. Ooh, indestructible. Okay. We still get 2 damage true, so there is that. But now we need a solution for this. If I had known we were going to flood out like this, I would have just taken a land out. What are the other pump spells that we could have seen? I was thinking along the lines of green. The black one was a pretty good one. Though at least we got some damage in, so small consolation price. So we take 3. We definitely take this one. Then we'll see if we can. I think the best thing we can do is. Yeah, just put 3 counters on this. Then we kind of hold back on this. We will take this one in the air. And then the plan now is to just dump this one, swing with Tenderfoot or Elite, whichever one still has counters on it. They might have another combat. Nope, just letting it through. Now they might have removal, which would be annoying. Like a tragic trajectory would be really bad for us here. Yeah, they had it. No, both out. Okay, not the worst. And at least we cleared this one out, so we're kind of fine on that sense. We're still saving this one as much as we can. Though we kind of... The one thing we could have used was one of the 2 spacecraft that put on +1/+1 counters. The atmospheric greenhouse, those would have been really nice drops. Wow, they really just... That's 2 pieces of solid... 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, math is wrong. It's 5. Now that said, if our opponent has yet one more removal spell, it's kind of over for us. At least we can start punching. Okay, that. Well. Actually, that's also one of the. That is one of the weird. That's one of the weird things about this one. Black Green was supposed to have like a mill team, and it had. Honestly, Green Black was. It wasn't the strongest color. It was a little bit on the bottom, but it's able to survive because as long as you did not draft based on the archetype, like if you did not draft around the mill, you just went for pure rock advantage and whatnot, that would have been the way to do it. But that was a bit of a feel bad loss. Well, Sammy's Curiosity, it will set us up for one half of this. We will need to find another white source, and we did. But yeah, if I did have to have a comment, our opponent having that much of removal was kind of annoying. So definitely want to play Crasher first. And we definitely have enough mana that we can really... Oh, of course it's Maria. I'd like to play this later, but I kind of have to play it now. If I hit another white mana, I would have played this one first. Yeah, because I knew our opponent's going to have the Vanishing Light. On the bright side, oh wow, okay. So we can kind of survive? But no, our opponent had a really good curve and the removal spell while we were floundering. We probably could have just mulled that hand. The Sammy's Curiosity kind of messed up the math for us. If we did not have that, we probably would not have. I probably would not have tried. I would have just mulled it right away, and that probably would have been the more correct play. unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately, wow, that was a really bad keep. Yeah, that we should have mowed that. That was a mistake on our part. That was not very, that was not very good. Yeah, we had. Oh, we can also chalk it up to misfortune hitting a lot of our super expensive plays. It's not like you're gonna know what deck your opponent has, so. And the best deck green blue was kind of the slower end, so. Okay, this one's much better. Gene Pollinator, we can. There is a trick like I could warp this, then warp this to remove this. That's a 4 mana play, so we'll kind of, but it's still a play. So I'll show you how it kind of works. But well, actually, that one doesn't quite matter. And this is not an assassin, so we can just warp this out. Then that gets exiled. Then we have a 5/5. This will eat it. Opponent in colors that will eat the removal spell again. I might consider putting counters on the Gene Pollinator at this point. But yeah, opponent giving up on the Perigee Beckoner. Again, we are. So now we have at least 2 sizable threats. At least we had a neat combo right there. Went to open league because my best long runners don't have the stance enough to compete. Had to do the Aurora cheese to get by. Yeah, I did not exactly think of that one. I probably, starting from this point onwards, I probably will. But that means I will have to start Edge Rover. Opponent might consider getting this one because that's still flying lifelink. Now this one, yeah, so I'm probably actually gonna save it on that one. 4/2/2, it's not so great. But this is a leaves the battlefield trigger, so there is another. Once again, we have another trick for this. So we swing with this one. See if our opponent wants to commit both creatures. Yep, they will. So if our opponent goes for this, we just go for All Fate Stalker. Going for this one, which will crew this one, barely, and they get to put a 5 mana creature, which is probably that, but it puts it into play tap. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's see what our opponent does. Like, they could just crew this one, they get the flying lifelink. Most likely they play another creature, use that creature to crew it. Oh, they're actually using this to crew it. Okay. I'm not incentivized to block. They have to have a trick of some sort. It will be a delicacy, sure. They probably take out the... That one's fine. And they can sack that for life, which is... Okay, gain some life. Okay. So we're kind of holding on to this one. They're missing 6 mana to play this, so they will have... Oh no, they have it. If they play it, it's just... Because this is 7/5, so Ice Cave Crasher just kind of counts for it already. So I might end up just taking the Fell Grass Shift if our opponent does that in this case. But this is a leaves the battlefield trigger, so I might not... So I might have to leave this one here. Yeah, we take the Fell... Nope. We take the Grab Blade Heavy. That should be enough damage. Yeah, I am going to be doing Open League next. Actually, that might be an issue because I'm now at the point where I'm having a hard time making flat Bs. I keep making B pluses. I guess a way to make a flat B would be to... I do have a good number of flat Bs, so I could just run those instead. And I think that might be worth a shot. So... Okay, at least we can warp Starfield Shepherd for... Oh, never mind. Yeah, we can play Tenderfoot because we can just play Scrapball turn 3. And we did hit the land, so we'll swing, offer the trade. If they block, I'm fine with it. Now we can also do the trick where we can warp Starfield Shepherd and warp all Fate Stalker. If he wants to block it, I'm fine. Now we actually probably get the Gene Pollinator this time. And yeah, make sure, yep, that's not an assassin. So that sets us up next turn. We can probably just play, if our opponent doesn't answer the Shepherd, And it looks like our opponent might be semi-stuck. They're semi-stuck, they're holding onto the lander. But I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket, so I'm going to actually just spread it out. And this allows me to crack the lander for another greens, for green as well. Opponent's going to need it as well. It's actually not bad as a playing second. You're able to. So I can swing with these two. This is not. Oh, it's sorcery. Okay, my bad. I have to remember, not everything is sorcery speed. So we kind of goofed up on that one. I should probably have checked it first. I probably would have just activated it right away to just get damage in. White-blue is definitely a flyer color, so Sky Sling is kind of helpful here. One. They could have removal for this. Let's see if they have response to this. This should be enough to force a response. If not, they're really patient and good for them. Focus fire. Okay, got that one out. Our opponent still has quite a bit of a grip, so we do have to be careful. Yeah, kind. And to think we have two of these. Yeah, we have to remember it's sorcery speed. Opponent's gonna try to get this one back, I guess. If they spend a removal spell on just for that, it's not the worst. Now this is when it blocks, so this actually sandbags it a bit. Now they have a window of exiling the Brood Guard Elite. Yep, they have their own All-Fate Stalker to reset the counters, which is good. Now if they hold this back for defense, we swing. Not the worst thing that can happen. So I probably still want to put the counter here. Now, yep, that should wipe both of these out. And it does give us a card draw. And it allows us to put all these counters on one creature. Now this is non-assassin, so this is actually the safest one to put them on. And I want to so we kind of played around that. So next turn we have, well, Frenzied Bailout, Millstriders Resolve. This doesn't take artifacts, so we can kind of sandbag our opponent a bit with this one. Honestly, I think they take Halia. Then they pop the boosters on that, keep it a bit alive, sure. And that's a lot of damage. Okay, we got not too bad. We are in a very precarious position. We have our 2 losses already, so this is a little bit scary. That said, all things considered, yeah, okay, we kind of made bank with our 4 wins. 5th win would be even nicer, but and as it is, I'm pretty happy with what we have. Yeah, after failing to read that one, reading is in tech. Okay, so Pollinator into... Okay, honestly, I don't want to play that. Okay. So let's see how aggro our opponent is. Sunset's up. Okay, the Menace is annoying, so... So we played this one at the least. So they swing 4/4, get a counter on this. So we probably should hold back here. Or they might just have a removal spell for one of these, it'd be annoying. I suspect they'd aim for the Bailout, so it's not the worst. Okay, let's see if they swing. They might not. Okay, they're not, so... So I play Halia, I can make this into a 4/3, which is fine. See if we can encourage some blocks here. Like that's a good set of blocks for me. So I don't mind that. Then next turn, if our opponent doesn't play anything big, we can go Diadrine. Okay, they had to wipe the board. I'm fine with that. Now this is a bit of a risk, one, because we're tempting our opponent to have removal, but if our opponent does not have removal, we can go Diadrin and start going kind of white. Opponent actually, okay, Biotech Specialist. They can crack this one to go for more damage, I guess. They honestly want a removal spell, but so let's see if they have it. And there we go. That's enough. Whew. Well, opponent had the board wipe, but it also wiped their side, so we were fine with that. Yeah, that was a nice battle of the rares. Should also do a checkout. I should be able to complete the mastery of this set relatively quickly with the remaining 8 days. Yeah, green white is also quite solid if with a few caveats. Okay, we're playing with this one. I might just lead on Tenderfoot in this case. No, I'd like to play this, but honestly, okay. The reason we played the white mana first because in case we hit our legendary spaceship, we did not. So. We can take our time pumping. We take our time pumping it a little bit. Opponent going with 3 colors. Force them to use a bombard, which is fine. Yeah, we go for Halia. And now let's see if our opponent has artifact removal. That would be a pain. Not exactly representing much. Let's force them to have the removal for this. Opponent kind of going aggro on us here. Okay, they're now holding back a bit. Now there is a bit of an annoyance here, which makes me want to play this one first. The annoyance is that if I were to play this before I am able to tap, oh, they had the removal anyway, so not the worst thing. I'm fine with that. Another Remnant Elemental. Another huge roadblock, I suppose. Lands, am I right? Well, yeah. Now, I kind of need some lands too, actually, so. The reason we hold back on this a bit is Tawbringer. Yeah, we'll help them out a bit. Then swing with both, that should force some blocks. The opponent really is swimming in lands. They might have a removal effect of sorts. I'm assuming they do. Which is why I'm not going super all in on this. Whoa, opponent really is swimming in lands. Yep. F's in the chat for our opponent. That was super unfortunate. He really was swimming in lands. We even helped him by giving him a free surveil, but nope, it did not line up. So okay, 6 wins. So this is definitely our last match. We'll see if we can get this or we got a lot of 6 trees in this format. Actually, that's a good thing I want to check. Let's view my data for this particular format. Oh, I have to sign in again. Okay, I forgot my password, so I'm gonna have to do this some other time. So, curiosity on 1. Nope, really did not remember. Okay, we lead on Tenderfoot first. Let's see what our opponent's 2-drop is. Also, okay, this is definitely a yeah, next turn we go for the Agrarian Siege ship. Now I have to check my email, which is a problem. Okay, got them to use a Banishing Light, which is not the worst thing. Let's see if they have more removal for this. Also, I need to now check my email. Okay, get 2 tokens. Now, I probably want to put the Resolve on the Ice Cave Crasher, so... Well, actually, this one's also not bad, so... But we wait on it a bit. I'm okay with them chump blocking for now. Now let's hope they don't have a board wipe. Night Luminary is fine. Ooh, this one's also fine. Now what we do is we swing with the Ice Cave Crasher, but we station the Agrarian. Let's see, convince our opponent to... Squires Blade. Okay, that's a good one. So I'm actually hoping they would play Exalted Sunborn because that gives us a good reason to fight it. Mechanizoa, annoying. Yeah, opponent going really wide. We'll take the hit for now. Yeah, opponent's really going all in on the warp. Might as well. You need to start drawing into real cards so that it really incentivizes us to. Also, we really only have 2 landfall effects. So if they played this one out, kind of fine with it. We need to see what they play. Because we do have 2 pieces of removal on us right now, so that's our plan. We'll take the 4. They could swing all in, I guess. Yeah, we'll keep cracking this. And let's now put the counter there. Opponent probably does not want us to draw a card, so they probably should block. I don't mind if they don't block though. That's okay. No wonder I couldn't figure out my password. It wants me to make it longer. I really hate it when apps tell you, oh, you have to make your password like this. Oh, this makes it more secure. Sure, whatever. Now, opponent is stuck in a few large 5. Again, I'm concerned about a board wipe, though. Nice thing is, like, if they were to wipe this one, I would still have my Halia, so it's not the end of the world for us there. So, okay, let's take a look at our statistics for this one. Yeah, 6-3. Oh, I had... Okay, there's one that did not get any records here, so... The 7-2, 5-3. Those are the alchemy ones. Oh wait, no, the 6-tree and the 2-tree is a foundations draft, so those don't quite count. There's a 0-0 here, which means it's a draft that I did all on the phone. I think that might have been at least a 3-tree, if I'm not mistaken. I have a 1-tree, 5-tree, 2-tree, 2-tree sealed, so it's a bit all over the place. It's not the worst. Ooh, opponent. Well, they are spreading the love a bit. So it does mean we get to hold on to this for now. I don't like that we have all our counters here. That said, we do get to warp this one. And yeah, this is it's indestructible, but I still want to put another counter here. Yeah, we're gonna be able to clear this. Oh, we could have also put the counter here so we could have drawn the card. Oh well, we'll save that for next time. Yeah, we're actually now incentivized to clear flyers, and our opponent can only play one of these two, not both. Oh, that they're going for Code Cracker, Hound. Yeah, they're probably gonna do 1-2 here if they can, unless they have something else. Well, 4 mana, they could have something. Nope, just a Rayblade Trooper. I probably still will hold on to this, so that's not the worst. Yeah, let's just get all our lands out of here. Kill Ship is also gonna be a nice, would also be a nice finish for us as well. I think I'll. This time we put the counter here. Now there is a. Okay, makes a soldier. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 12. I think we got like 5. Yeah, we have 5 lands left, so we can take all of this down. Opponent's really looking for that. No, they have a second spell. They make 2, which is fine. So now we're trying to hit that Pinnacle Kill Ship. Also remember, yeah, we have to remember this has first strike. Opponent's gonna. Oh yeah, we also have to remember we're down to 7 life, so that is a bit of an issue. Oh wait, hold on. Ah, it's not permanent first strike. Okay. So first things first. We're gonna eventually run out of lands, which is kind of the point. Kind of wish I had a way to give it trample, but nope. I think our opponent might have a board wipe of sorts. Also might have to start holding this back if our opponent does play this. We do have our own Banishing Light, so that's another thing we have. We used up our one fight spell. We still have our Death Touch. We can still lose this one, to be honest. Well, there goes that one. But not the worst thing. I'm glad they didn't go after this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, okay, that should draw some cards. Or one card. Frenzy Paylot. Yeah, we can hold on to that. So we're taking 1 damage off the top. Our opponent could make it 2 damage by re-equipping the Light Blade. Opponent had to use it. The Seriema is really complicating things for them in the Halia. Yep, if they have a 2 mana play, they would probably play this first, play their land, play the 2 mana play. The fact that they're thinking on it means they have something else for sure. They clearly have something else. Probably a removal spell, so they need to determine which is the bigger threat. Like, they would love to kill the All-Fate Stalker. I'm actually glad they did not use their Radiant Strike on this. Now, of course, if they swing with the Mentor, that's an auto block. So that's 1, 2. This is 3. Yep, that doesn't really do it. It because yeah, they really did not have many options. I probably would have tried taking one of the other creatures instead. The Halia is the biggest one. But there we go. Got our 7 wins. That is our. No, we did get a 7 win on. We did also have a 7 win on the Alchemy draft, but this is our first 7 win on regular. Not a bad way to close it out. And there we go. That's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. That was a very good way to close this out. Let's crack some packs. Say goodbye to Edge of Eternities. Well, not quite, but that's it. Going to be it for drafting it. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, thank you. That's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like, what's this? See you at Spider-Man. Oh yeah. I'm probably gonna keep calling it Omen packs because honestly, I'm not gonna remember any of the Spider-Man flavor if I don't see it on Arena. Sure, it's gonna look nice and expensive on paper, but here it's just it is what it is. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Many thanks to all those who tuned in, said hi. Oh, this one all could have saved our opponent. Mark Anthony Real, Arvin Valdez, Jericho Ilagan. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's do a quick check. Did I miss anyone? No, that one was 6 days ago. no, that's it. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Nice, that's right. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.